This wrestling episode of the Nerd Corporation podcast may contain spoilers and explicit language. Listener discretion is advised. We are Nerd Corp Wrestling.
What up, everybody? My name is Eddie Lyon, and I don't know, Sami Zayn's wife could get it. With me, as always, is Derek Reese.
Somehow, some way, I keep coming up with funky ass shit like every single day.
And returning for a second time, Mercen.
What it do? I will fuck your boo.
And we are Nerd Corp Wrestling. And we are Nerd Corp Wrestling. And this is WWE Elimination Chamber 2023 review. We just got done watching Elimination Chamber, and so we're going to go through each match one by one and rate it 1 through 5 stars. What we rate on is entertainment value, how tight spots were, the story, and just the overall performance. So without further ado, let's get it started. So we started with the women's chamber match.
Let go.
Yeah.
So what we do is we talk, when we do these reviews, we talk about our expectation, who we thought was going to win, who actually won, and our highlights of the match, followed by a rating. So my expectation was Asuka. I thought Asuka was going to win this match.
I had two. I wanted Asuka to win, and I thought, you know, she was a pretty good pick, but I was also thinking that it could have been Rodriguez.
Raquel Rodriguez.
I mean, like she's definitely been pushed in terms of looking untouchable. Like they haven't given her anything huge yet.
Right.
But she's been made to look and be this powerhouse. So I was thinking that they could do that if they were deciding to just actually push her at this point.
Right.
I'm gonna agree with Derek. I picked Asuka or Raquel Rodriguez to win. I feel like both of them have had the strongest pushes and looks as of late on the women's side. Yeah, either one of those two would be a good contest for Bianca, a different contest for Bianca, you know, and I felt like those would be the best choices for her to have a great match. And I don't think, if am I correct, have her and Asuka got in there yet? Have they done their thing yet?
Not that I can remember, no.
I didn't think so. I don't think they've had a one-on-one contest. So I think that, you know, that
Asuka just came back like not too long ago.
Yeah.
So
that was at the Rumble, right?
Yeah.
And even before then, even if they did have a match together, it was just like a regular throwaway match.
Yeah.
Probably
they could have been a part of, you know, some sort of 6-person tag or
something like that,
you know, whatever. But like, no, I don't think they've had a singles match now.
Yeah.
I mean, my real pick though was Natalya.
No,
No,
cut it out, man.
That's a great joke.
I know, right?
That was a funny joke.
Sharpshooter.
The one who ended up winning was Asuka. So congratulations to her. Asuka versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. That's going to be a banger. Like,
that is going to be dope.
I'm intrigued. For sure.
And just like I was telling you guys when we were watching it, like, I'm not mad if Asuka wins at WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Like, this would be a perfect end to Bianca's reign for me.
Yeah. I'm hoping, I'm praying. I've said it to y'all a few times.
Right.
I'm praying that if this is the end of Bianca's run as champion, she will turn heel after.
I would be so down with that.
I would agree.
I want it. She needs it.
I would be so down with a couple heel turn for her and Montez Ford.
Oh, absolutely.
It's money.
That would be dope as fuck. That would be so sick.
Yeah, I think that like the way that I would play it out, the way that I would book it is because Asuka is so over right now with the crowd. Like this upcoming Raw, have Bianca just immediately turn heel on Asuka, be like, "Oh, I'm gonna shake your hand.
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
Play it like that.
be like, oh, congratulations, it's you and me at WrestleMania. Bam,
Right.
sucker punch. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm the fucking women's champ.
Yeah.
You can't fuck with my shit.
Or what if she waits until WrestleMania after the match to turn?
You know what? Here's what I think would be kind of cool. Because it would be, I feel like it would be way more unexpected and more out of left field. I think it would be cool as fuck to, during the match, have Montez run out and try to interfere. Have Asuka win anyway, right? But like that's not something you expect from these faces.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
Like some dope little sabotage type
Yeah.
shit. That would
and
be dope.
then she just whooped that ass after
Yeah.
the match. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
she lose the belt and just get to beating that ass.
Yeah.
Good old Memphis, Tennessee ass whooping. You know what
Right?
I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That'll be dope.
I think, yeah.
Have them quote unquote show their true colors.
Right.
At WrestleMania, like that would have such a huge. That would be a huge,
Oh yeah.
big impact.
I'm telling you, WWE, we're ready. Come
we're
hire
here.
us.
We're here. We'll Freddie
Yeah,
Prince
all
that
right,
shit.
all
We
right.
will
that
Freddie
shit.
Prince the shit out of it.
What? She's all that, motherfucker. What's happening?
So what were some of your guys' favorite like spots? Like what were your highlights of the match?
Well, I think we were all winners, just because of those enhancements.
Yeah.
Them yams.
Them yams that Corey Graves' girl over there, our Staten Island princess.
Right. Bro, I would not stop staring at Liv Morgan's booty. bro.
Oh my God.
Liv Morgan
Yeah,
had
that's true. That's
them
true.
Them little jean shorts she had on, man.
That's true because
That shit was nice.
that's true because man, there is just nothing better than that.
Speaking of Liv Morgan,
That sunset.
yeah, that
Oh my
sunset
God,
bomb
yes.
off the pod
Yes.
onto Raquel Rodriguez.
Sick.
That was probably like the dopest
That
spot
was-
of that match for
That
me.
was my
man.
favorite spot.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope.
And the fact that they made Liv look strong, where they had to double tap her out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And same
So
thing
she
with
passed out too. I don't think she even tapped. Like she
Yeah.
just passed out, and the ref was like, "All
yeah,
right,
exactly. Same thing with Raquel in terms of having to double team her.
yeah."
Yeah.
That like I don't know if they're paying more attention to what they've done in the storyline up till now than
Yeah.
they used to.
Yeah.
I don't know if because Vince is gone, they can tell a more
Yeah.
coherent storyline, but the people that they've made to look strong, they're making look strong still.
Yeah. No.
And
even
There's
when they
consistency.
Lose, even when they lose, they look good.
Yeah.
And that's good because really any one of the women in the match is, arguably, I guess you could, besides Natalia or what's her name, Nikki Cross.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, she got her ass slammed through.
Yeah.
through that.
Yeah.
Raquel made a sorry.
I'm
for
really
that one.
I'm really excited for Raquel Rodriguez's feature in the WWE.
Mhm.
She looks
Yeah.
like she's like making
She's good.
a good impact, and she
Yeah.
doesn't. It seems like she's not going to be like relegated to the mid card.
Well, and like
Yeah.
not that she was ever sloppy per se, but
No.
she's just getting cleaner and cleaner and
She's got a great look, man.
She does,
She's
she does.
6 feet tall. She's got
Yeah.
a good build,
Mhm.
strong. Is
well, and she's
all
getting
of that shit
stronger
work.
too because like they build her as the powerhouse
Yeah.
from the very
Mhm.
beginning,
Yeah.
and there were a couple of times where when they would try to display that power, it didn't quite
yeah.
go well.
Yeah.
Like she would try to lift somebody up and it didn't get there.
Right.
But now, I mean, she's doing a lot better.
Hell yeah.
Very nice. So congratulations to Asuka. I'm very excited for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
What are your guys' ratings?
Women's Elimination Chamber match. I'll give it a 3.5. It was good. It was entertaining. There were a few spots that were maybe a little
Yeah.
bit sloppy,
A little botchy.
a little botchy, you know, a little bit, but
At least it wasn't hibachi.
cook that shit right.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry.
But yeah, there was some other spots that made it good. Overall, it was entertaining. Asuka won, which was one of my predictions. I couldn't pick between her and Raquel, but I'll take that. Asuka is very proven champion, been all over the world, whooped ass everywhere. You know, she deserves runs. Like she's one of them at this point in the women's division. So 3.5.
Dope.
From Big Merce, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Derek?
I would say 4, because while there were a few spots that were a little sloppy, there's actually nothing that I would call a botch.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there was one time when Raquel Rodriguez was getting up on the second rope and her foot kind of slipped and it looked a little stumbly.
Right.
Like that was the worst of it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, Eddie, if you can remember back when, a couple years ago when we were doing reviews, like we couldn't rate women's matches poorly enough because of how botchy they were.
Right, exactly. They've come a long way.
They've really, over the years.
Oh yeah,
it's really gotten a lot better.
A lot better. And the other thing too for me was that there was not a woman in this match that I don't think deserves shine.
Except for Natalya.
No, I think Natalya deserves shine. I know they're never going to give it to her.
I don't agree with you.
But see, I think she's never gotten the shine that she deserves for how much she's put into this business.
Well, right. At one point I agreed with you, right?
Yeah.
But like I don't know, for now it just seems so commonplace for her to job out now.
Well, yeah. And that's the problem.
I would have said that maybe like 6-7 years ago.
See, and that's
I'd have been like, Natalya deserves.
But that's the problem though.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's a solid fucking employee. She's a solid fucking wrestler. But we don't even believe that she can do it anymore because WWE doesn't believe that she can do it.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You know?
No, there's something to that.
Like
though.
Our view is tainted because of how fucking poorly they've treated her for decades.
There's something to that for sure. There's something to that. It's like, how do you expect us to believe if you don't?
Exactly.
Type of thing.
Like I love Natalya. I've always enjoyed Natalya.
She's good. She's good. She's a good wrestler. She comes from a lineage of greatness.
She is.
You know, so
and sadly she's a pro jobber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
WWE has relegated her to eating shit and saying, "I love it. This tastes great."
Yeah.
You know,
That's
and
facts.
maybe she's happy with what she does. I mean, she probably still wouldn't be doing it by this point if she wasn't, you know, somewhat satisfied with her role. But,
right.
But still, I mean, I think she deserves so much more as hard as she works, the legacy that she is, how much she's put into WWE, how much time she's given to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so to me, every wrestler involved in this match, I enjoy on one level or another, you know?
Okay.
Respect.
But yeah, no, the whole thing was just really solid.
Yeah.
I mean, it was there was only that one spot that stood out for me that we talked about with Liv.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I wouldn't call it a banger, but it was really good.
Solid match.
Yeah.
What about you, Eddie?
I'm gonna meet y'all in the middle. I'm gonna do a 3.7.
75.
You bitch.
3.75 for me. I honestly, I agree with what you guys both said. For a match such as the Elimination Chamber, I'm not saying they didn't give it their all, but I feel like there could have been just a pinch more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what? I'm sorry to interrupt. We very briefly mentioned it, like really, really quick, but the was it a spear through the the chamber door?
pod? Yeah, I think
the
so.
pod
I
door.
think, yeah, did she, I'm trying to remember, did she pick her up?
Oh no,
I
she
think
did. She picked her up.
and
She
just-
yeah, you're
kinda,
right.
She just kind of rammed it through it.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that
Nikki Cross.
that
little
was
ass.
another great spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good one. That was a good one.
Definitely.
And
Anyway,
Raquel,
sorry.
Raquel would have been the one to do it. But
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, continue, Eddie.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Like, you know, there was that spot. I know there was another spot where we all went like, ooh, like, that was kind of fucky, but
Yeah.
but like Derek said, it didn't take away from like the immersion of everything.
Right.
Everything was
Right.
still pretty solid. The story
Right.
was told really well.
Yeah.
So 3.75.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations to Asuka.
Asuka.
And her new makeup is dope as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
It looks cool.
So our next match is Lashley versus Lesnar. My expectation was that Brock was going to win because he's Brock Lesnar.
Mhm.
Right.
What did you guys think?
I expected Brock to win.
I don't know, because I mean they've given one to each.
Yeah.
Um,
I felt like they would have. They were going to give Brock the tiebreaker.
I felt like they probably would, especially because Brock's new character is a lot more over.
Yeah.
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 First of all, a lot more over than Brock has been in a good while.
True.
True.
Very-
Um,
I agree.
since he was with Heyman, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah. I agree with that. This is like the Suplex City days.
right. Also, I mean, and Bobby's character is over, you know, now that he's more of a baby face and everything. But it's not a fresh character either.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's
Right.
didn't change his entrance music, didn't change his mannerisms, didn't change how he speaks.
It's Hurt Locker Bobby without MVP.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's
Seems like they're trying to bring that back together. Like
Hurt
I
Business.
don't know if it's because the seeds are kind of being planted.
Yeah,
for that.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just kind of a matter of time for that to happen. I feel like it's
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it will, because like I don't necessarily like when they plant seeds like that. To me, it's every bit as much feelers as it is seeds. And
see what
I don't know if there's been that much of a response to it. So I don't know if
Right.
they'll bother following through with it.
I
Yeah.
hear you.
Because
Yeah,
it
I hear
seems
you.
like they did put out some feelers and then stopped. So
Yeah. I think that when it wasn't received well enough, like they were just like, never mind.
yeah. But so I mean, I agree. I was on the fence, but I was leaning more toward Lesnar taking the win, just because, like, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm in that same camp of, like, I have despised Lesnar and his character for a decade.
Yeah.
Like, I've been so over it, and I mean, the second time they did Suplex City, I was done with that too.
Yeah.
And like, I was so done with Lesnar as a character because he was just one note.
Yeah.
He's still pretty one note, especially with his moveset and everything. But
Yeah.
throw a little braid on him, throw a beard on him, cowboy
Change it
hat.
up, change the image up a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. Turn him into country boy Lesnar, and like, I was like, you sons of bitches, I'm in.
Yeah. No, it was
I like it.
it was a different enough of a repackaging where
Yeah.
it was like, okay,
It's
Still
cool.
totally
Yeah.
believable for him
Yeah.
as a person.
Yeah,
You
and that's,
know?
I mean, I know that shit real too, because
Yeah.
I know he's really a Minnesota farm dude. Like,
Exactly.
he really
exactly.
grew up like that. So
I don't know
it's
why
not-
they
it's
didn't.
not far fetched.
I don't know why they didn't try that sooner.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because that Suplex City shit kind of
Oh
got old.
God,
Like,
stale as fuck.
I don't really want to like. I don't, and I get it. It's an attraction thing. Brock Lesnar
Yeah.
is an attraction, and
Right.
there's a difference between okay, I'm booking this dude as an attraction, and I'm booking this guy because he's a great wrestler.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he can have great matches.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar is an attraction. He's a big motherfucker. He comes out there. He looks like, you know, he just looks like
Yeah.
a machine.
Like, to me, it's the difference between a ride at an amusement park being the attraction, and then the whole ass amusement park as being the versatile person who can do everything.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
And that's what he is. He's Mr. Mouse's Wild Ride versus fucking Disneyland.
Right.
You know?
You got it. Yep.
Yeah. I
That's
feel that
something, man.
100%, man.
Lashley won via DQ. He had the Hurt Lock in, and Brock couldn't get out, so he just opted for the low blow.
Kicked him in the NUT.
Well, and they made it look like Brock was about to get out of it, and,
Right.
and then he, you know, got it sunk in a little bit harder, and
Yeah.
Which speaks a lot to who Brock Lesnar is now
versus oh my
Back
god,
then.
before who he was even a few years ago. Like
Mhm.
he's stepping into that role that veteran that
Mhm.
puts
Yeah.
over new talent.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Bobby Lashley is a new talent, but
Right.
he's barely getting the shine that we knew he deserved a long time
Oh my
ago.
god, we used to
Right.
bitch about that constantly.
Yeah.
And the fact that, like, not only that, but you could just see throughout the match that Lesnar's spots were a lot less stiff than they were when,
Yeah.
you know, 10 years ago.
Right.
Like-
Mercen, you made that comparison of when him and
Yeah.
Randy Orton got down. He
Yeah.
Oh,
elbowed
yeah.
him in the
Elbowed
mouth.
him in his.
Oh, yeah.
In his.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, he seems to care a lot more
about
about
protecting the wrestlers. Yeah.
protecting the wrestlers, working within the business
Yeah.
and what the business needs and deserves, instead of, well, what do I need and deserve?
Yeah.
You know?
Because when Brock started back in 2002, it was, I think,
Yeah, 2002.
he was like you.
Oh, he didn't give a
when
fuck.
you was watching the matches, you would legit think he was out there about to kill somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, like, you know, like knowing, because I understood the business even then as
Right.
a kid, like okay,
Right.
this is a choreographed
Mm-hmm.
show, like
Yeah.
like a fucking circus would be,
Yeah,
or
totally.
something like that, you know. And you know, these are stunts
Mhm.
that you're doing. They're not, you know, this is not a real fight, but these are stunt
Right.
dudes basically, you know. And there were times where he was power bombing people and
Oh, yeah.
tossing people up and shit. I'm just like, he's
Well,
gonna hurt
and-
somebody for real.
And that's not to say that, like, because I never ever viewed him as an unsafe worker.
Right.
You know
right.
what I mean? Like, he wasn't a Goldberg. He's never been a Goldberg.
right.
But man, that boy never held back. Like,
Right. He was
had to-
stiff.
He had
He
to
was
figure
stiff as
out.
hell.
He had to figure out how to control his own strength. I feel like.
I mean,
I feel like
to me,
once
I
he-
think it was more emotion than it was strength. I think he is aggressive and didn't give a fuck about not being aggressive. And
And I think that.
I think
but
with
that
age-
kind of goes hand in hand, though. Like,
yeah, well,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
true, true.
Because emotions can bring out your strength.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, I think with age,
Maturity.
has come some maturity, and
Yeah.
he's gone, okay, you know what? It's like, it can be about me without all being about me.
Right.
Right.
Right. Well, congratulations to Bobby. What were your guys' ratings?
For that one, I'm gonna just give that one a 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say the
it
same.
was there. I mean, it was nothing crazy we saw. I mean, it's you pretty much know what to expect
Mm-hmm.
with a Brock Lesnar Bobby Lashley match. You're gonna
It's
see,
two giant hams smacking against each other.
It's an attraction. You're gonna see two big, swole motherfuckers, you know, banging up against each other. Pause. But but it's what it is. Two battering rams
Yeah.
in there, fucking, you know. And you're gonna see Bobby Lashley do some spears. You're gonna see Brock Lesnar do some F5s and
Mm-hmm.
shit like that. Some couple German suplexes, and you know, ain't gonna call it a day.
Yeah.
Brock might get, you know, like you saw him do. You know, he lost his temper,
Mhm.
slammed the ref up. You know,
Yeah.
shit like that is, you know, to be
Well,
expected.
and that's the great thing about it too, is that you get that attraction, but not every match is that. So
Right.
Right.
it's you know, I mean, granted, we get one of those every single pay-per-view,
Right.
Yeah.
or every single, what do they call them now?
Premium
Oh, yeah.
live
Live
event.
event.
Premium live event.
PLEs.
We got
baby.
we got to use the correct terminology here.
Right.
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 But yeah, no, we get one of those every premium live event, and that's, that's fine. It has its place.
Exactly.
Right.
It didn't go too long. It wasn't, thank God it wasn't Suplex City.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it was solid. I mean, I give it a 3 out of 5 as well.
I mirror that sentiment. It's just like you guys said. It's going to be what you expect it to be. It isn't sloppy in any sense. It was nice, clean, to the point.
That's it.
Let's get this match in there to kind of separate between the next matches.
I still maintain that I want to see Brock Lesnar pull off a Hurricane Rana.
Right, just some
Or
wild ass
random-
shit.
Some random, completely wild
Get
shit.
a roll up win and shit.
You know what I mean? Fucking Bobby Lashley do a fucking sunset bomb or some shit.
Do a 7-year
Yeah.
itch. Remember that?
Oh God, yeah.
Shit. That's funny.
But yeah, all right.
What was
cool.
that? What was that dude's name?
I don't
I
remember.
can't remember either.
He was in Raven's Flock.
So it was Stevie Richards, Hammer, Horace, Canyon, Kidman.
Billy Kidman. That's who
Billy
it was.
Yeah.
Billy Kidman. Billy Kidman was a cold ass cruiserweight back in the
Dude,
day.
he
Oh,
was
yeah.
dope as shit.
Yeah.
I loved Billy Kidman, no lie, was one of my absolute favorite parts of
Yeah.
WCW.
Yeah, he did that. Was the shooting star press? I think he was
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
first person.
Yeah,
I've
that's
seen
what
do that.
that's what he called the 7-year itch.
It was
Yeah,
shooting
it's-
star
that
press.
shit was good.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that's partly why I loved him so much, because like I had never
Yeah,
seen,
you didn't see that.
yeah,
very much.
never had seen that before.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No, next we have Beth Phoenix and Edge versus the Judgment Day and Phil Banner. Finn Balor.
Phil Banner, you know.
Phil Banner.
He's
Phil
my
Banner.
tax guy.
Finn Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. My expectation was that Edge and Beth were gonna win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I would agree.
like same here. I mean, they're far enough into this storyline that
Yeah.
it makes sense.
It's
for,
been enough back and forth.
Yeah.
With Edge returning at the Rumble, and Beth.
Well, and with with the back and forth, it's all been either during promos or post matches. In terms of matches, it's been Judgment Day win.
whooping ass.
Yeah.
They've been. It's been one sided on the matches.
Yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right about that.
On that same page, I'm ready for this rivalry to end.
Same.
Yeah, it should be done by now. It
Same.
should be done
And I think we'll see it. I think this is the beginning of the end for the story.
I want Ray and Dominic now. Like, let's,
it's time. I need Ray. I need Ray Mysterio.
Well, so this
to
is
come out there and just be like, "I'm you, all right, you stupid little motherfucker."
Time to
exactly.
spank
This
you.
is
I'm time to. It's time.
this is
I'm daddy, and
perfect.
it's time to whoop your ass.
This is perfect because Dominic's been doing all his
Ex-con down,
all
boy.
his ex-con bullshit.
That shit is
And
hilarious.
and I can't wait. Like he hams it up so perfectly. Like,
Yeah.
but he's so straight about it. Like it's fucking perfect. Like, say what you will about Dom's in-ring skills, he's still green as fuck. We know this. But he is doing so good.
On the niche, man.
So good at hamming this shit up.
dude,
I love
it was so funny too because I never noticed the teardrop.
which I thought was hilarious. I can't believe you didn't.
I
catch
hadn't
Yeah.
seen it. I hadn't noticed it,
As soon as he came
and I
back.
noticed it tonight, and I lost my shit, bro. I laughed for like 3
As
minutes.
soon as he came back,
Dude,
from
I mean,
the, from
I
the
still
pen.
chuckle inside every time I see it. Like it's
That shit funny, man.
But like, I mean, it's wrong.
He plays it well. Like,
He does.
I gotta give it to him.
He plays that uninformed pretender
Yep.
so well.
Dude,
You can
it's-
tell
and-
that he's studied the game since he was
Yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah.
kid.
He's got
back
the-
with
Oh,
the Eddie
And
Guerrero
he
100%.
storyline.
got the heat. The crowd hates him.
100%.
Every time they see his face, they boo like a motherfucker. Like,
And I cannot wait for Ray to pop up and be like, "Son,
he got to spank him. Yeah.
quit
He got to
quit it.
He got to
Quit
whip
it.
his ass with that belt.
Everyone knows this. You're full of shit.
Yeah.
You were in jail supposedly for like an hour.
Yeah,
You were in a
Yeah.
holding cell. You weren't even. Come on, let's fucking, and it's gonna be so great.
It's coming. It's on the way.
I can't wait. But like, and I was telling both of you earlier. So if our listeners haven't seen this, Finn Balor was doing an interview where he was talking about the Judgment Day and the addition of Dom. And he basically was saying, I mean, we were supposed to be there to mentor this new person jumping into the business. And Dominic being added could not have been better for the Judgment Day. We aren't helping him. He's helping us.
Right.
We would not be near the stratosphere that we're at if we didn't have the heat from Dom and just how amazingly he's doing at pulling in that heat to the group. Like, which I agree with. I mean, whether you hate him because of kayfabe or you hate him because, it's a nepotistic, thing that people are like, oh, he doesn't even deserve to fucking be, like, it doesn't matter. You're giving him every ounce of that heat
that's a talent
that he needs. And he is so good at pulling that in and focusing it exactly where it needs to be.
Yeah, if there's anything he learned from his Uncle Eddie.
I mean, damn.
How to do that. That's the best example ever.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause he was the greatest at that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
But yes.
Yeah, Edge and Beth won. Congratulations to them.
Congratulations.
I honestly feel like the highlight of the biggest highlight of this match was the women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beth Phoenix and Rhea Ripley really stole the show for me.
Yeah, I agree.
They that's not uncommon for them.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
I mean, Beth Phoenix was in a men's Royal Rumble
Mm-hmm.
and stole the show just for the time she was there, Rhea Ripley comes out
#1 at the Women's Rumble this year.
Yeah, man. She got her whole thing is just working.
Well, and to
everything
reiterate,
she's doing is working.
To reiterate Dom's greenness, I mean, of course, to me, of course, the women are going to have done or better or shined more in that match because one of the two guys was a lot more green, and so there was a lot more carrying going on through that part of the match than there was with the women,
right?
Who are both very seasoned,
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, to me,
the dual power bomb spot that was
absolutely,
that was really good. Power bomb in the mid.
That was, I would say,
I like that shit.
That was my spot. Of the match.
I agree. That and the test of strength between Beth and
the old
Rhea.
school. They took it back to the fucking 75. Fucking Bruno San Martino in this bitch.
Well, and like I commented during the match, I love that even though they ended up doing the the classic heel during the feat of strength to kick their opponent, they didn't do that right off the bat.
Right.
They did the classic
test of strength.
Clean test of strength.
Yeah.
And did I say feat of strength?
No, the clean. Oh, you
no
did.
Earlier because that's
I don't know.
That's Festivus. The feats of strength. But anyway, but no, they started out for like a good 10 seconds doing a standard clean test of strength before doing the heel thing.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool.
I agree. I thought that was cool.
For sure.
With that, we move on to our ratings. Mercen?
I will give that one. I'm going to give that one a 4 because I love the story.
Mm-hmm.
The story that they told. It was fitting for what's been going on in the rivalry. Like we were saying, like Derek said before, it's been one-sided for the Judgment Day.
Right.
When it comes to the matches. So it was good to see Edge and Phoenix, who are both, Hall of Famers, get a win. And, it's good to have a win in the column on their side of the rivalry. And I feel like there's probably going to be one more at WrestleMania is going to culminate, and there's going to be one more match. And I feel like it's going to be between Edge and Finn Balor. And I feel like it's going to be something like Hell in a Cell, some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
And I feel like after that, then it's done.
I can get down with that. Like
Yeah.
like that doesn't bother me.
Especially because the Judgment Day has served its purpose. It's elevated each of those people attached to it.
Right.
Absolutely, yeah.
And this was a fitting beginning of the end to this story.
I agree. If they drag it out any further than WrestleMania, it's gonna falter.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
stale.
I-
It's
It's gonna
stale.
get
It'll
stale.
get stale after that.
I agree. And so, yeah, I would give it the same, a 4 out of 5.
I agree. 4 out of 5. Very great story told. Dominic was great in his role.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
The women stole the show. So congratulations to Edge and Beth Phoenix.
Know what I'm saying?
Before we get into the last 2 matches, thank you for listening on YouTube. This is a YouTube only episode, so we thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the little bell notification. We want to get into as many nerdy ears as possible, and that's the best way to help us do that. We have a Reddit, r/Nerd Corp podcast. Tell us you love us. Tell us you hate us. Tell us we're great. Tell us we suck. Just talk to us. Cole remains undefeated. We'd love to see someone dethrone him. If you love us and want to support what we do, consider supporting us on Patreon, patreon.com/NerdCourt Podcast. Several tiers of loot to have access to, including stickers and shirts, and extra content and bonus episodes. If you can't make a monthly contribution, consider supporting us on PayPal, paypal.me/NerdCourt Podcast. We want to have the best loot, the best equipment, and give you the best nerdy experience, and that is the best way to do that. So, let us get into the men's Elimination Chamber. My expectation was Montez to win.
I was pulling for Montez, man.
Yeah,
I was pulling for Tez, man.
refresh me.
So it was Montez Ford, Bronson Reed, Johnny Gargano, Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, and Damian Priest.
Right. So I wanted either Montez Ford or Gargano. While I despise the Johnny wrestling bullshit, Johnny Gargano is just great. I mean, he's like this generation's Daniel Bryan. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can get down with that.
Yeah, I mean, he's just so he's too likable. I mean,
Yeah.
how do you hate Johnny Gargano?
True,
Like,
very true.
you know, I mean, I can't even imagine him as a heel without just absolutely loving him.
Right,
you know.
exactly.
But anyway, so yeah, I mean, I love Montez as well, but I mean, I would say for me, I was probably more pulling for Gargano than Montez Ford. But yeah.
Yep. Well, none of us got what we wanted.
No.
Austin Theory won, to my chagrin.
Exactly.
Fart on that.
But this was a very entertaining men's
It was
chamber.
really good.
Yeah.
It was good.
I mean,
It was good.
one of my favorite highlights was Montez Ford jumping up to the top of the cage and doing this like reverse.
He hung
Yeah.
upside down.
He hung upside down from his
That was
arm,
crazy.
Yeah.
and fucking let go and did this like
That was
Spider-Man
spread eagle.
splash.
That
Yeah.
was wild as hell, man.
Yeah, that was really cool.
The Gargano Hurricane Rana from the
Yeah.
top of the
That was
pod.
sick. He busted his fucking head on the
Yeah.
on the pod. that was
Yeah, dude,
that
he was. Did you see him like later in the match too, like rubbing the
Yeah,
back of his
he was
head? Like,
holding
god
his face.
damn.
He's holding his face and shit. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, but that was a great spot.
And then are we? Well, I mean, I guess we're not. No, obviously we're not going spoiler free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then God, for me, as much as it pains me to admit this, nothing is better to me or more clean to me than what's his bucket's buckshot lariat.
Oh, Logan Paul.
Yeah,
Logan Paul.
That man,
Pulled up
man.
at the end.
Fucking love him or hate him when I fucking hate him.
I hate him
Guy's good,
so
man.
much.
He's
but
good.
Fuck him though, but he's good.
Fuck him, but that boy has studied
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
Yep.
aced all the tests.
It's like I've said on previous casts. He's my wrestling equivalent to a stepdad. Like, I don't like him, but fuck, I gotta respect him. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
straight up, man.
It's
he's really good. Like every time I see him, every time he executes a move, anything, his presence, just his presence. It's
but
like
even
he's supposed to be here.
But even like his public image now is a lot better than it was before.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's putting in the work as much as it is natural talent. I don't know which one is.
Could be both.
Bigger,
be both. I think
well,
it's
yeah,
both.
no, I'm sure it's both, but like I don't know which one is the biggest factor.
Right.
I think it's equal, man.
But
honestly.
regardless, I mean, it's fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
And I despise him, and it makes me angry. But it's too fucking good.
One of my favorites was the single, then double, then triple super kicks to Bronson Reed to eliminate him from the chamber.
That was again.
Gotta give it to Bron. I like Bronson Reed actually.
Yeah,
I think he's a good big man. I think he's like I'm a fan of the agile big man.
Mm-hmm.
That's always been dope to me.
Like the Islars,
Hugh Morris,
Hugh
Morris.
Like that humorous. Is that funny?
Like I
love it.
Like I was saying when we were watching the show, I like Hugh Morris is a big man that can fucking move. He's got some agility. He's got some acrobatics.
I always love that. I love big men that can move.
Yeah,
and do shit. Like I'm excited to see where they push him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could have some real bangers with some guys. I could see it.
I can see it too.
Oh, yeah.
If I hope they market him the right way.
Mm-hmm.
That's always, that's always the question with WWE. You know what?
Yeah.
How they push somebody will determine.
Well, and again, though, they did, in my opinion, the right thing by making him continue to look strong.
Yeah.
By, making it so that multiple competitors had to work together to get him out.
Right.
They had to, and it had to be an all-out assault.
Yeah. Like
so
they had to team up. That was the only way to do it.
They kept him looking really good and really strong.
Oh, by the way, sorry. Before we continue, I got to shout out Damian Priest with the bad bitch hair, man.
Oh, I know, right?
he be putting that shit in every fucking.
You know what that shit reminds me of is what's her face from Friday.
Felicia?
Yeah, no, not Felicia. Craig's girl in the beginning.
You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie.
Fool. Where Craig at?
Oh my god, bro! What the fuck? Like, I want to know the motivation behind that shit.
I don't know, man. But that shit was funny.
He be like, he watched Queen Latifah in Beauty Shop and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this every fucking premium live event.
Oh yeah,
I'm putting that shit in." Like,
yep. Fucking give me the Milli Vanilli.
Hell yeah, out there swinging that shit like Willow Smith, bro. Like
he comes into the ring and he blame it on the rain.
That shit is funny. So when Montez Ford got eliminated, right before that, like heartbreaking fucking thing, he had a really awesome flurry where he was doing the top rope dives.
Yeah.
He did like 4 of them, John's like fucking back to back.
Super athlete, bro.
And which I feel like was really good. And then he got stomped onto the metal part of the thing, and he did an amazing amazing sell, and it was a great work right after where they had to get him in, which is what helped Logan Paul come in. It was a great way to further the story, and it was
good.
Primo.
They played it off
well, and they did the same kind of thing with Gargano in terms of him running around everywhere doing those sort of
DDTs,
launching DDTs where you jump over the rope.
DDTs for days.
He does and like they did really good at highlighting everyone.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Cool. Well, ratings, Mercen?
I'm gonna give that one a 4. I'm gonna get that one 4. It was good. It was solid. Good spots. They made everybody look strong who needed to look strong. They played the story out real well, like you were just saying, Eddie. They, allowed, Montez doing the great job he did, allowed Logan Paul to come into the fold and do what he needed to do to set up what they needed to set up for WrestleMania with Seth Rollins. I think that might actually that's a potential show stealer.
I could agree
at
with
WrestleMania. Yeah. I can see that being really dope. I'm actually excited for that. Overall, great men's elimination chamber match. I don't, compared to the ones I've seen, it's hard to gauge that, but I would say it's one of the better ones that I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I mean, I would give it a 4.5. I mean, like you said, Mercen, just the storytelling was great. The spots were great. There were like no botches. I mean, the Bronson Reed one was a little scary.
That was
right.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Dude, like we didn't even touch that.
Yeah.
Where
that was crazy.
Where Bronson Reed had Gargano on his shoulders, and I forgot who it was.
Like,
was it Seth that did the destroyer part?
I think it was Gargano that.
Well, no, Gargano was on top of Bronson Reed.
Yeah,
and so somebody hit Gargano.
I think that was Seth. I think you're right.
So, if please correct us in the comments. Seth jumps off, hits Gargano with the clothesline. Gargano flips backward and does like this reverse Frankensteiner Hurricane Rana on Reed, and Reed lands like right on his fucking head.
It looked bad. I mean, obviously he was fine.
He was cool.
Like he was okay.
But
it looked gnarly.
It looked like he broke his neck. But as we pointed out earlier, as Derek pointed out earlier, he doesn't really have a neck. So
yeah.
I mean, I guess he could be okay after this.
Exactly.
I'm also going to give this a 4.5. It was very entertaining, very, very unexpected as far as what the spots were. Usually, I can usually tell where things are going, and you can usually, as a wrestling fan, you can usually, kind of decipher the match on your own.
Right. Yeah.
But this was very, very fun, very exciting, very spontaneous.
Yeah.
So I'm also going to give it a 4.5. Congratulations, I guess, to all us.
Well, yeah. And we don't have to stay here too long, but who's gonna take the belt from him? At this point, it's I feel like it's got to happen soon. Like I feel like it's not. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they'll let him continue to run it for a little bit, but
I don't know. He needs a WrestleMania opponent.
Yeah.
Every title is up for grabs at WrestleMania, so he needs an opponent. I think it's Seth Rollins. I think the most viable candidate is Seth Rollins, if not Montez Ford.
Yeah, because I'm just like they've done it. They've done the Seth Rollins theory thing for a while. And
and so hopefully they change course.
I feel like they need to.
And they've been hinting at Montez Ford for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean they've also done Bobby Lashley as well.
Right. Yeah. So I mean if not Seth Rollins, I would want Montez Ford to
Same.
I want Montez Ford to hold the belt, man. Mm-hmm. I think he deserves it. I think he's ready for it. I think he's big money. He got the look.
Sorry, Dawkins.
Everything he has. Damn, sorry, Dawkins.
Fucking, we were on the way over here, Mercen and I was like just looking at tweets for the night, and Brian Alvarez tweeted, "Nobody better let Angelo Dawkins near any barbershops for the next little bit."
As soon as he said it, I was like, damn, I can hear him talking. Like, damn, hey, your boy getting some shine, ain't he? But you ain't,
where you at?
You over here with us. Fuck you doing, man? Like, I'm like, damn, you don't want to be
You
in
know,
that position, but
fucking the barber's like tapping him on the shoulder. Don't worry, Playboy, it's on me tonight. You know?
I know it's tight for you right now. It's tight for you right now.
I know your future's uncertain.
Yeah.
Man, it's fucked up, man. And we touched on it on the last pod, on the last review too for the Rumble, but it's just it's a shame that it has to be that way in the WWE. That there's always the Marty Jannetty to the Shawn. There's always the Jim Neidhart to the Bret Hart. There's you know it sucks, man.
Yeah.
There's the Stevie Ray to the Booker T. There's always that.
There's always
the Devon to the Bubba. There's always that shit, and it's like it sucks. But you know,
who knows?
Well, I mean, who knows?
I mean, and it would be a fucking shame too, because Dawkins is great.
Dawkins is absolutely talented.
Great.
And I think that's what sets him apart. I mean, Stevie Ray was completely talented, but you know, he lacked a little in the promo department.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like Booker had the whole package,
right? You know what I mean?
You know,
Jannetty was the same. Jannetty, I feel, was just inferior in every way.
Yeah,
when it came to Shawn Michaels,
Shawn just he just outshined him in every aspect.
Jim Neidhart also was really bad on the mic. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
But the thing about it is that not only does Dawkins have the ability, not only does he have the charisma, but he has the promo skills to back it up. He has, he is just as much the whole package as Montez Ford is.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So hopefully it doesn't turn into that, because I have the utmost faith in Angelo Dawkins.
Yeah.
Right.
Worst case scenario, you know, he end up somewhere else, you know, in a different.
He ends up going to AEW, Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor. And hopefully he can shine and do his thing on the independent circuit. Yeah. And you know, at least something. He deserves something. Like
he does.
Absolutely.
He doesn't deserve to just be, you know, put on the sideline and not used.
Nobody puts Dawkins in a corner.
Nobody.
Hell yeah.
That's, you know, leave it to the white guy to give a super white reference.
Well, with that, we come to the main event of the evening. Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. What a fucking match.
This shit was just a joy.
Storytelling at its finest, man.
Yeah.
They really, like, within the past 10 years, this Bloodline story is the best shit that WWE's done.
Honestly.
I gotta give it to them.
I mean, for me, the storyline itself, up until Sami Zayn joining, was stale as utter fuck.
Well, I mean, it was 2 years. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It was
2 years.
So stale.
It was 2 years of acknowledge me. It was 2 years of acknowledge me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it was like literally the same. They were telling the same story with just different opponents.
Yeah.
And sometimes repeat opponents. So
right.
Sami Zayn
I was so I was more over it than I've ever been of suplexing.
Yeah. And Sami Zayn came in and added a different element. And shout out to him for being, and I said this also on the Rumble review, Sami Zayn is a hybrid. Sami Zayn is versatile. Sami Zayn can do fucking anything.
Yeah.
And the natural, organic pop that he gets when he comes out there.
Oh, absolutely.
He's earned every bit of that.
I mean, he is just too over.
For being great at everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, he deserves everything he's getting. And he deserved this look here. He deserved it. He deserved a one-on-one match with Roman Reigns after all the work he's put in.
Oh, 100%.
In his Bloodline story, he earned that spot.
100%.
One of my favorite highlights, and I don't know if this makes me a sadistic piece of shit, but like,
yes,
it does. Before you finish,
the moment where Roman Reigns brings Sammy over to the barricade where Sammy's wife and 2 kids are there.
Yeah.
And he's like, I did this for you. This is his fault. This isn't my fault. This is his fault. And he grabs him by his face and he's like, it's your fault. It's your fault. And he makes his baby cry, bro.
Yeah.
And legit tears, bro.
Yeah. And it it just reminded me of a lot of the Attitude Era storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
A
I
lot
mean,
of-
because even the kids, like they know that it's scripted, it's staged, but that doesn't mean that, like, I mean, you're still seeing
Your dad
your
get
dad
his
get the
face.
shit kicked
Yeah,
out of
you're
him.
a kid. Like
Like
you channel it, the way you process emotions
yeah,
is different from an adult
Yeah.
who knows
and
probably knows the business and knows what's going on.
right,
Right.
Like
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
and it's
different,
not
man.
that you're not legitimately getting the crap kicked out of you. I mean, that's the business. You're a professional stuntman.
Yeah.
Right.
You're
Exactly.
not without
we've talked about
injury. You're
before.
not without hurt.
Exactly.
You know, and they know that, they understand that, but
Right.
like
Yeah.
the nuance that gives Roman Reigns, it's not, because like nothing is more boring than an evil person doing evil shit to be evil. That is
Right.
that's so one note, that's so uninspired. But for him to be like, I was trying to help Sammy, he did this. I was trying
Yeah.
to bring him up, and
He
look what
betrayed
he
me.
did.
Putting like the real
Yeah.
like element of emotion into
Yeah,
it.
like I thought I was the good guy, and he's fucked it up.
It's very Thanos.
Yeah, it very much.
It's
Yeah.
very Thanos
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
of Roman Reigns.
That's a great
Yeah.
comparison, man.
Like a villain, there is no more interesting villain than one who thinks he's doing good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who thinks they're doing the noble thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
doing evil shit for
Always-
evil
that's
reasons
always the
is
best
boring.
story. Always the best story.
Yeah, and so that was actually really cool for me. So like, while the bloodline story has been just so labored and awful and long for me,
Yeah.
the payoff has been, I mean, I wish it would have come sooner, but the payoff has made it worth it.
Yeah.
You know, I can deal with it now.
I agree.
You know?
Because of these last 9 months alone,
Yeah.
I can say with full confidence that for me, the Bloodline storyline is probably one of the best storylines in the last maybe 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I say 10.
because the last storyline that really captured me a lot was the Nexus storyline,
Yeah, I loved
Man.
the Nexus storyline.
That's an underrated storyline right there.
and like I can't think of another story that captured me more
Yeah.
than
No, for me it was NWO before it got, diluted and everyone was in the NWO.
yeah.
But like the original NWO storyline, Nexus storyline, and this.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
With honorable mentions to like the Shield
Right.
Yeah.
and a
Like
couple
the
of
smaller factions, but
Yeah.
in
Right.
terms of like big landscape changing stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this
I mean,
like this is up there for me with like the Authority.
Yeah.
yeah.
And like
Yeah,
the-
with like Stone Cold and Mr. McMahon, like that whole
The-
thing.
The manager
That shit
laptop.
yeah,
No.
fucking
I'm totally kidding. I'm totally
fucking hornswoggle. Bro.
Oh man. Yeah,
I gotta bring up Hornswoggle every chance I can.
stuff like that. Yeah, it's on that. It's on that level. It's not. It might not be quite that
Yeah,
because that's the time that we probably all cherish
right.
and put on a pedestal
Mm-hmm.
because
Nostalgia.
we were young and impressionable then. But if you understand the landscape of the wrestling business,
Mm-hmm.
you understand how it works. You have to give this storyline its due. Like you have to.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't see this. You can't watch this and be like, man, this is
Oh, yeah.
this is great,
Yeah,
and not say that. You know what I mean?
my favorite byproduct of this storyline, particularly Sammy's role in this storyline, is just how much he makes the Usos break.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Character. Like nothing was better for me than seeing fucking hard ass Jay going, "Oh my god," and just having to bury his fucking face.
When he was saying that they weren't feeling very oozy.
Like, I mean, multiple times. There were like at least 3 to 4 different instances of either
All of
Jimmy, Jay, or both breaking.
Even Roman.
Like,
Roman. Solo. He broke Solo. He broke them all, man.
Like
it's
like that.
you can tell, and it's cool that they're having legit fun doing it.
Oh yeah.
At the same time, and you can see that. You saw that, and yeah, it's dope. It's been dope to see how this is developed.
Right.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting with all the organic heat that Sami Zayn has been getting, I was expecting I wasn't really expecting Roman Reigns to just straight up win.
Right.
I was really expecting. Well, I mean, and there was outside interference that played a part into it.
Like, it definitely wasn't a straight up win.
Yeah, you know, but it was. I was expecting there not to be like a winner at all,
like a no contest.
And, and I was expecting them to just pretty much add Sami Zayn to the main event at WrestleMania,
right?
Just based off of the organic pop that he's been getting. But
which, I mean, they could still do.
They could still do it. I don't know. It all remains to be seen. But either way, I mean, I'm not mad at what the potential main event could be.
Well, I mean, we could even see Sammy, I mean, I'm sure in the lead up to WrestleMania, we could see Sammy and Kevin Owens reconcile, and Sammy could be there in his corner.
Right.
If nothing else.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a very wonderful beginning of the end.
Yeah.
You know, this is a very good beginning of the end for this storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like, it's crazy because we haven't even touched on the wrestling at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how good this storyline is. It deserves its own explanation before we even get into the wrestling.
Absolutely.
And as far as the wrestling goes, this is a wonderful return to form for Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This isn't the Sami Zayn that would like run out of the ring and like run away from people, or isn't the Sami Zayn that was like need help from anybody else. Sammy went out there and was
one deep.
Sammy fucking Zayn.
He came out to his old music.
I mean, like, I would even say he was El Generico Sami Zayn. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I'm very excited, and I really hope that this isn't just a one-off.
Yeah.
I really hope that this is the beginning of Sammy actually getting a belt and actually giving the belt meaning, not like when he had his Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
Well, and that's one thing that somewhat concerns me, where you had the inadvertent contact of Sammy to Jay. I do worry that they could make a U-turn and have Jay jump back into the bloodline, and kind of go right back into the bloodline, albeit without Sammy.
Right. I feel like if that ends up being a thing, the way that I would end up booking that would be Jay versus Sammy at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want more bloodline, especially without Sammy.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like once Cody takes the belts at WrestleMania, that's where the biggest fracture of the bloodline will happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I like if it doesn't, this is all for naught.
They fuck if they you right.
Yo.
Absolutely. If that don't happen, they fuck this whole thing up.
Hold up. What about this? What about Sammy and KO taking the tag titles off of Jimmy and Jay?
We were talking about that in the car, Mercen and I.
Here.
I feel like that would waste all the all the work that Sammy did.
It's kind of because I feel like that would cheapen the organic pop that he's got.
Well,
I feel like it's not.
Yeah, but
it's
I mean,
it's not the payoff that garners that.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
True, but for me, the payoff would have been him getting the belt, or him getting a belt from somebody off of the bloodline, and that's the only other option.
So what I see happening is Cody taking the belts from Roman,
Uh-huh.
and then losing one of them to Sammy.
The Universal. He'll lose the Universal title to Sami
because
he'll keep the WWE title.
Yeah, and because like we were talking about, I think it was with Ariel Helwani that Sami Zayn did an interview with, where he's like, "Look, I can hold the title for a little bit. I can run with the title. I can make it a good run." Yeah. But I'm not the guy that the company straps to their back. Right. You know what I mean?
And we were talking about that earlier before the show started. Yeah, to it's me, like you can have a good 6 month, 8 month, maybe even run. Everybody don't have to be Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, but see, to me, like that would be like, that would make the tag titles a good thing to put on Sami.
I feel like Sami deserves a singles run.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I feel like, while I wouldn't be mad at him and KO having titles.
Right. Yeah. I have no issue with that.
I feel like that would be a cheap send off for Sami.
Yeah, it would.
I agree with you 100%, Eddie, and that's what I was saying.
It would.
Feel like it's not enough.
I agree.
For the natural pop that he's been able to garner. Like,
I totally
tag team
agree.
titles ain't enough. He needs a singles run. He needs a singles championship.
I totally agree. I just feel like that could be a way they're trying to go with it based on what they did tonight.
And
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, I don't disagree with it either. I feel like either way, strap Sami up.
Yeah.
No matter what,
he needs a belt.
Yeah, strap him up. Like that's all that I want. But if I had my way, give him one of the big titles after it's taken off of Roman. If we're not,
let him have the Universal title for like 6 months,
right?
And let him just do his thing, have some banger ass matches, and he'll lose to somebody credible. And you know what I'm saying? Like he's earned that.
Oh, yeah.
He's earned that shit, bro.
Oh, 100%.
Well, with that, we go to our ratings. Mercen?
Man, I'm going to give this one a 4.5. I'm going to just the match itself, the build up, the story, like everything is just clicking with this. It's been clicking. And the match, it was a good match. It was a really good match. I was talking about it earlier when we were watching it. I don't even think it was necessary about moves and spots, and because when the storyline is this hot, all you really have to do is go out there and continue to tell the story,
right?
And they had the dramatic kickouts and the everything that makes a match great.
Main title match.
Yeah, they did that, and the way the story's been going, it would have been really hard for them to fuck this up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I'm sad Sami didn't get the win. You know, because I think everybody would have. Been surprised and lost their mind.
That place would have unraveled.
Yeah, I mean, hell, it took them 10 minutes to even touch each other. Like, pause. But they was fucking. Yeah, it was just so much just noise in the room. Like it was literally Montreal versus Roman Reigns.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, definitely. And it was to see that is dope. To see the hometown underdog against the big, fucking the king of the world or whatever, you know.
Right.
And it's like literally this is our dude. We behind him.
Right.
This whole fucking arena is behind this guy.
Right.
And he's against you, so fuck you. Like, I love that. That's dope as hell. And they played it out great. You know, KO came out. That was cool. Another Montreal native.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was great. You know, it was good. They did their thing. And it would have been hard for him not to. Like, Roman Reigns, he gets in the ring, gets to talking that shit.
Right.
You know, he's great at what he does. The character that he developed through the moon. Yeah, 4.5, man. The shit culminated nicely, and yeah, it's just we're reaching the finish line with this shit, and I think it's gonna be good.
Derek,
I mean I would say 5. the story, I mean, obviously we don't even need to talk more about that because we've gone into great detail. But it's, to me, I mean, Sammy is such a rare talent in the fact that you can put him with someone like Roman Reigns, who has a very small move set that he utilizes, and Sammy is so good at complementing that and filling the empty space without being selfish and self-involved, and he elevates his opponent as much as the match itself in general.
Absolutely.
You know,
100% agree.
and that's pretty rare. I mean, that he's a very special talent, and I mean, it like Mercen said, it just, the action in the ring just furthered the story, and Jimmy coming out attacking Sammy, Jay coming out and holding off Roman, and then KO coming out and you know, of course, Sammy and KO still aren't on good terms, but there was those looks of trepidation, but also like, I'm here to make sure that shit
Good
doesn't,
fucking word.
you know,
Trepidation.
trepidation. Yeah. Like it's the whole thing was just fucking, everyone involved knocked it out. Like even Paul Heyman over there on the side, like everyone knocked it, and the ref selling all of those hits and
good stuff.
Everybody knocked it out of the fucking park. Like this was my highlight of the night.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna meet y'all in the middle again. I'm gonna go with 4.75. I also was expecting a no contest, and like just the mark in me didn't want to let that go.
Yeah.
And was just a bit disappointed in the result.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mirror both of your guys' sentiments. You know, Sami Zayn has this innate quality in him that just makes you root for him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all very reminiscent of a Johnny Gargano, very reminiscent of a Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Just the fact that he's so organically over with everyone right now is a testament of not only just his talent, but his dedication to the business.
Yeah.
Not only his dedication to the business, but even now, right before his match, he tweeted SammyForSyria.com.
Jeez.
On such a momentous occasion in his entire career.
Yeah.
He still finds the way to be like, look, like this isn't about me right now. And while I have all this attention.
Yeah, while I have this platform.
Like, dude, so it speaks volumes to the kind of person that Sami Zayn is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you know, in my eyes, he came out on top anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, look, he had the whole crowd chanting "Fuck you, Roman." Like,
yeah,
right.
That's
right.
That tells you everything you need to know right there about how invested they are in that dude right there.
And there wasn't. I mean, maybe there were a few, but I didn't see a single pro Reigns poster in the entire arena.
Not one.
If Sammy loses, we riot.
One, bruh.
Not a single one.
We don't acknowledge you.
And and Roman acknowledged Sammy.
Yeah.
Or Sammy for tribal chief.
They not playing. They was not playing about Sami Zayn.
No,
So
not at all.
So yeah, 4.75 for me. What do you guys rate the premium live event overall?
I'm gonna give the whole thing. I'll give the whole thing a 4.25.
Okay.
I'll give the whole thing. Overall, I was entertained. Overall, for the most part, the matches were clean. The matches were put on the way they should have been put on. You got what you were expected to see. You got a few things you didn't expect to see. You know, with some of the spots. I mean, the main event, we just got done talking about it. It was fantastic. Yeah, man. for a pay-per-view, premium live event, goddammit, between the Rumble and WrestleMania, I think it pretty much clicked on all cylinders.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a 4.37. just because we're doing this dumb shit. Everything was great. I mean, there were so few botches, and the few that there were so minimal in egregiousness, I guess, if you want to call it that.
Mm-hmm.
They were so relatively minor, and the storytelling was great. It was cohesive. It was furthering the things that have already come in the past. It wasn't disconnected. It wasn't a rewrite. It wasn't like, it all made sense. It all furthered people the way they need to be furthered. And the whole thing was just really well done. It was really well done.
For sure.
I give this whole pay-per-view a 4.5. I honestly believe that everybody did their jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, this was probably one of the tightest premium live events.
Yeah, just top to bottom. It
Just
was solid.
well run. I honestly could have done without the Lashley and Bobby match.
Yeah.
Word.
The Lashley and Lesnar.
Yeah, Lashley and Bobby, I said, right? The Lashley and Lesnar match, yeah, I could have done without those. But everything else, every story that was meant to be furthered for WrestleMania, achieved its goal.
Yeah.
It did the job.
So yeah, 4.5 out of me. So solid pay-per-view overall. Please let us know what you think in the comments. Like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe.
Tell us what your ratings are.
Yeah, tell us what your ratings for each match were. Tell us what your ratings for the overall premium live event was. I keep wanting to say pay-per-view.
I see, yeah. Right, man.
But yeah, like, let us know in the comments. Let us know what you think. Talk to us. We're happy to respond to you and engage with you. If you have any questions for us, go ahead and ask us. We're here for you.
Yo, I have a question for y'all, real quick before we go. Before we go, we don't gotta spend too much time, but I just legit want to know, who's your top 5
out of right now?
Out of ever. Top 5, real quick. Let me hear it.
I mean, I got to go with some Stone Cold.
Yeah, Stone Cold. These are going to be in no particular order.
Yeah.
All right, Derek, let's see. You go first, and then Eddie, I want to hear yours, and then I'll give y'all mine.
Stone Cold, NWO Sting, because original Sting was, kind of boring to me, but NWO Sting, Goth Sting, Eddie Guerrero, Scott Hall, Lex Luger back in the day.
Okay.
Very cool.
All right, I dig that.
So I'm also going to say Stone Cold, Eddie Guerrero as well, Booker T.
Oh, yeah.
Who else? Rey Mysterio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And The Undertaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Stone Cold, Booker T, Shawn Michaels.
Very nice.
Bret Hart, Undertaker.
Hell yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Let us know your top 5. Let us know who you have in your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers.
Yeah, I'm always curious, like, of wrestling fans, like who they put up there. So I had to ask y'all.
And for me, like, there are so many more that are right up there. You know what I mean?
I could go 10, 15, 20 even, but we can save that for another day.
Yeah, definitely. We're definitely gonna talk shop in more wrestling casts to come. But until then, we'll see you at the next premium live event. As always, you can follow us on social media.
On Facebook at the Nerd Corporation, a podcast.
On Twitter and Instagram at Nerd Corp Podcast.
Or you can shoot us an email at nerdcorppodcast@gmail.com.
Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the little bell notification to get us into as many nerdy ears as possible. If you love us and want to support what we do, consider supporting us on Patreon, patreon.com/nerdcorppodcast. Several tiers of loot to have access to, from stickers and shirts to extra content and bonus episodes. If you can't make a monthly contribution, consider supporting us on PayPal, paypal.me/nerdcorppodcast. We want to have the best loot, give you the best giveaways, and give you the best nerdy experience, and that is the best way to do that. So from all of us here at the Nerd Corporation, we thank you, we love you, and keep it nerdy, y'all.
Bye.
Peace and hair grease, baby.
Hey.